So I was mistaken. This is not a Tiger rep. These are JT scales, I believe it is. Yes, they are JT discontinued scales. There was actually a moment where JT like resurfaced and then disappeared into the night again. But thanks for Cat Scratch 410 for commenting that these are not Tiger Rep scales. They are not BRS. In fact, Tiger Rep scales, which I once I was correct, I was like, oh shit, yeah. The Tiger Rep scales by BRS, they look just like the stock rep scales, but with tiger print. But yeah, I guess these are JT scales. But JT disappeared and maybe resurfaced. I don't know. But let's talk about this rep. This rep is on loan by Cream Soda. Shoutouts to my man and shoutouts to Tape for protecting my dainty skin. This rep, as far as I can tell, is stock liners, stock blade. I know this is like one of the blades. This is maybe the alt blade. I honestly don't know. Like, just name your fucking blades. And it's on barrels, but these barrels are a little weird looking too. There's like a groove in them. So are they Kuski barrels? No fucking idea. Also, he told me that the lack of upper screws, I think, was like for weight. Interestingly enough, though, this one doesn't have an insert from Zippy. That might be on purpose for the sake of bite indicator. I don't know. Let's talk about this rep. This is honestly a fairly standard rep. It has pretty damn good tune. I feel like you can't actually. I mean, the tune's fine, I suppose. It doesn't tap well. If you shake it really, really hard, it can like do the most tiny baby tap. But par for the course for reps. Reps just don't have very wide channels, and the blades are thick. The scales are very comfortable. Again, I kind of akin them to being like a serif. They're not chevron like the serif, but they are just a bunch of lines diagonally. It is G10 opposed to titanium, so it's not quite the same, but I think it's a fairly fair comparison. Let's give this away too. This rep clocks in at 4.52. That's not too crazy. It's lighter for reps. You know, it's like compared to a stock rep, it's lighter. It doesn't have. I'm so sorry. It doesn't have titanium spacers. Cream Soda and I both love our neutral Balisongs. It fans quite nicely. I find that it just is pretty reactive. I will say though, I didn't flip it a ton just because it's a rep. I was actually joking because he said that he's like he listed an ion for selling, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? If I knew you had that, I was like, well, you know, because I was lending him a much more expensive knife, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'll take this, and this, and this, and the rep was like kind of the last thing. I was like, well, I guess I'll add the rep. That said, the rep is it's a really nice solid rep. I think these scales, if you can find them, they're really lovely. I think they're really good. But all in all, this is kind of like a stock rep, but with barrels. And if you like your reps, honestly, I think one of the most important thing about your reps, whatever it is, get it tuned by a professional. Reps are just kind of notorious to tune, and they are just a lot of like struggle. Like the cool thing about reps is that you can design and customize your rep to however you want. You want lighter liners, you want scales that match those liners, you know, like there's the Kitsune liners and Kitsune scales, and you can get those all matching up. That's really cool looking. You can get whatever blade you want. There are so many people that do different reblades. If you want a stock replicant, which is a mainstay in the community for a reason, it has been around for a good number of years. It's fun, it's customizable. And even if you were to just be like, I'm gonna get a stock rep and then change out just parts of it, like a few parts, you can still get a really fun thing. But most importantly, I would say get it tuned by a professional. Considering that this is, for the most part, just the scales are interesting. Like, you can't really just review spacers by themselves. Like, you can talk about them, but especially barrel spacers, there's not much really to say. They're barrel spacers. They are lighter and they are barrels. That's kind of all there is to say. And then, yeah, the blade, I think this is the drop point blade. I don't know which one it is. It's solid, you know. Interestingly, what the fuck? One of these sex bolts is has a screw head. It's just mismatching hardware. That's just kind of funny though. But yeah, I don't really have a ton to say about this rep. If you know about reps, you kind of more or less know about this one. It's got good tune, it's got unique scales. And if you don't know about reps, check out my video where I do, I think it's in the Balisong terminology playlist, and I talk about all the different components and like how you can build your own. I have several videos on reps because like I was saying that like I think the Zyzix is the only Balisong I could see myself owning more than one of just for the different blades, and I love the Zyzix. I love Paul. He's a great guy. I think the knife is fantastic. It's beautiful. But reps are also kind of their own thing because I actually have two reps. Like I have this rep, I have a trainer rep, and yeah, they're just vastly different. They're totally different. So I don't even know if you can really consider them the same Balisongs. You could own 10 different reps and have 0 repeating parts, and they'll all flip differently too. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry I didn't really have much else to add, but I guess mostly I wanted to correct myself. So thanks for that. Thanks, Cream Soda, for letting this to me. And yeah, happy flipping, everyone. Subscribe, click the bell, donate some money to the coffee so I can ship this back because money is money, and this is all out of pocket. You know, I'm not rich. I know people think I'm rich. I'm just irresponsible spender. Thanks for tuning in, and goodbye. Happy flipping.